evening everyone, lovely to see you all. Right, I've just been watching football. My team won, obviously, Liverpool 4-1, get in. And I was sat there and I was quite hungry. And I thought, I wish a woman had just come in with some snacks. You know how men sit around watching football, and proper women come in with a bowl of snacks, don't they, and put them on the table for all the men to eat. And then the woman goes back in the kitchen and tidies up. Well, basically, I've come up with something for women to cook for us men whilst we sit down and watch football. In a completely non-sexist kind of way, you understand. So, what we're going to be making, it's like nachos, but it's Irish nachos, okay, with a little twist. There's actually a recipe called Irish nachos. This is my take on it. So, I'll start by showing you the ingredients. Come over here. Right, this is what we've got, guys. We've got some mature cheddar, grated. You can use any cheese you like, just something which melts well on top of a dish, okay? We've got some bacon. We've got some Greek yoghurt. I'm also going to use some onion, garlic and herb dip. I'm going to mix them together. You don't have to do that, just Greek yoghurt on its own is fine. You use potatoes, but they didn't have any potatoes at the shop, so I got sweet potatoes, because it was just after Christmas and they haven't stocked up yet. So we've got 2 sweet potatoes. I'm sure they'll do the job just as well. An onion. I've thrown these in, they're not in the recipe, but I don't care, I always like chilli in everything. Mixed herbs. You're actually meant to use thyme and rosemary. This has got marjoram, basil, oregano and thyme. That'll do. Sea salt, olive oil and some grease-proof baking paper. You never knew you could put paper in an oven, did you? And it's called baking paper, but it doesn't actually bake. It just sits in your oven. That's the ingredients. Let's get to step 1. So the first thing we need to do is get these potatoes sorted out, because these take all the cooking. This is the actual nachos, this is the main ingredient, and it takes a long time to cook. So we need to get these started. Because I'm using sweet potatoes, I'm going to have to take the ends off, because they're a bit ooh, it's orange. It's orange. I didn't expect orange. Alright, we're having orange nachos. I don't think I've ever had sweet potato. I hope it doesn't taste like sugar. It's orange. That's weird, isn't it? But it's got like, it's like airy on one bit, so I need to get them off. I don't like the look of them. So you need to do that, and then you need to cut them into rounds. Keep the skin on. You've got to wash them and dry them first, which I've already pre-prepared. And then you need to cut them into 1/4 inch rounds. Now, I haven't got a ruler which I can use here, but I did measure out this piece of paper. That's 1/4 inch round. So what I'm going to do is just try and put that on there and cut some rounds, which, that's it, 1/4 inch, you see, that's exactly 1/4 inch. I've got 2 of these to do. It might take me a while. I'll come back when I've finished them. I hope these are alright. Now the amount of ingredients I'm going to mention tonight is for 1.5 potatoes. Okay, that's what it says on the internet. But because I'm eating this alone, I'm only going to cut one up, because I don't know if you can see this, but I've actually got a lot of nachos there. There's at least 20, and that's enough for me for tonight. So I'm just going to do them, and I'm going to leave this one. I don't need 2. So moving on. So now we need to throw a load of stuff into a bowl. Okay? So you get your potatoes and throw them in. You put some salt in. To be honest with you, I can't be bothered telling you how much of each ingredient you should use. I suppose it's all entirely up to personal choice, isn't it? This is my salt. I want it salty. You've got to have salty nachos, haven't you? So I'm going to put a lot of that in. Some pepper. some mixed herbs. Now I don't really know how many of these I'm supposed to use, so if I can get in. Mixed herbs, just throw them on because that'll look nice. Yeah, that smells alright. We'll have some of that. Mixed herbs and olive oil. Get all that in there. And then get yourself messy. This is best bit. Oh, you can feel it. You can feel all salt all over them. They're looking nice already. I'm telling you, you could eat these raw. I bet you could. I dare someone, if you ever try to make this, to at this stage eat some raw. Look at them, they look beautiful. Look at them, don't you just want them as they are? So they're ready. I think they're going in the oven. I need to check my next stage of the recipe on the internet first. Preheat your oven to number 8, which is 450 degrees, I believe. Get a baking tray, put some parchment paper on it, or baking paper, or whatever they call this stuff, grease-proof paper, and then slap your nachos on, like so. Then throw them in the oven for 20 minutes. Oh, balls. Make sure you haven't got a baking tray already in there before you put them in. And put them in the baking tray for 20 minutes. Put them in the oven for 20 minutes even. While the potatoes are in the oven, I just want to get some, basically this is going to be the topping, alright? So I want to get some bacon and some onion prepared. Now, bacon, I don't know about you, but cutting bacon is a problem with a knife for me. I don't know if it's because knives are never sharp enough, I don't know. So I'm using scissors. Because scissors can cut through, especially this kind of scissors, they cut through anything and you can get the shape you want. I just want very small pieces of bacon to fry them off. So I'm going to cut these up into squares. So there you go, I've got 68. I'd find between 65 and 75 square pieces works best. Just 3 slices of bacon basically. I cut the fat off. I'm not a fat person. I try to eat healthily. So there's them, they can go in the pan, and we just want to fry them off, ready to go on top of the nacho potatoes. At this stage I'm just going to take the potatoes out and turn them over. Looking good, looking good. I'm just going to turn them over. They won't be stuck because I'm using special ingredient paper. Available in all special ingredient paper shops. Ow! Ow, that's hot. I'm going to turn them over and put them back in the oven. For another 20 minutes. So we put the bacon, the 68 pieces of bacon in the pan, and we'll just fry them off. Just brown them off. That won't take long at all because they're only small and skinny and thin. There, that's perfection. Nicely browned. Personally, I like things really well done, almost black when it comes to bacon, things like that. But that will do for the sake of you guys. Right, same with the onion, exactly the same. You probably find that it's easier to use a knife with the onion. It doesn't cut as well, don't scissors with an onion. That's just for bacon. So get a knife and cut the onion. But you don't want too much onion, do you? So I'm just going to use maybe half of this. But again, cut it up very, very small. Just until it's brown. Right, I'm stressed, I forgot the chilli, because that's not in the original recipe, which I've been following off the internet. So I'm going to very quickly cut chilli up and put that in with the onion. Into very, very small pieces. You don't want to burn your mouth out with these. It gets in your throat a bit, does the chilli and the onion. I would say that's done. Perfecto. So we'll throw these in here with the bacon. The potatoes are nearly ready. We're nearly ready for the final exciting bit. So bacon, pepper and onion. And chillies. I'm going to add some cheese into that. I suppose amounts just... It's all up to yourself really, isn't it? I'm just going to throw all that in. Simply because when I cut the top off, I cut the resealable. I cut that bit off, and you're meant to keep it on and put it back in the fridge. I can't do that. So I'll put it all in there. I'm going to mix it all together, and this is going to be our beautiful topping. Woohoo! Next step, we're taking the nachos out of the oven. Oh, you're going to love this, I'm telling you. Right, take the nachos out of the oven. They're not finished yet, they're not finished. This isn't it. You've got to keep the oven on. We just need them out for a minute. I'll explain in a few seconds, yeah? Okay, I've burnt them a bit. But that's not a problem, I like burnt. Yeah, I have actually quite burnt some of them, but I like it like that. That's perfect for me. Right, what you need to do now... is line them up on the base of a skillet or a frying pan. I'm saying skillet because that's what it said on the ingredients. I don't know what a skillet is, if I'm being honest with you. So I'm just using this wokky type, frying panny type thing. Ow! I'll put... Ow! Ow! Ooh! Might be best if you leave them to cool down just for a few moments first. So yeah, ignore the burnt ones. I'm just going to cover them up at the bottom. That's not a problem. So we lay them out like so. Then we get us mixture and put it over the top. We don't want to overdo it. At the end of the day, it's the potatoes underneath which is the meal, the nachos. But this is the topping. Oh, this is special. Beautiful. Right, put that back in the oven and let the cheese melt. It'll probably take about 5 minutes. If you've never used parchment paper, greaseproof paper, trust me, use it. You should use it every time you use the oven, and I'll tell you why. Look at that! I don't even have to wash it up for my mother. It's already clean. Bargain. Get some. It's only a couple, I think £2, $3. It's worth getting. I don't have to bother with that now. That's so cool. Get in. Now it's time to prepare the dip. Basically, it just said use this Greek yoghurt, but I don't think I like it. Well, I know I won't like it. It looks absolutely disgusting. So I don't want to just dip it into this horrible looking thing. So I'll take some of that out, and I'm going to add something to it, which I know I like, which is cheese and chive dip, which is much better with, well, it's good with nachos. Let's put it that way. So we'll throw that in and we'll mix that together. and that's going to be ready to go on top of his meal. Honestly, when you see this finished, you're going to love it. You're going to go straight in the kitchen and do it yourself. So here we are, let's get it out of the oven. Ow, ow, ow. Ow. Oh, that's hot. Ow. And we'll stick that there. Done. One thing I'm going to admit, okay, is it doesn't look as good as it did on the picture I saw on the internet, and I'll tell you why. Firstly, I used the wrong kind of cheese, I believe, and secondly, I burnt it. But never mind, it'll still taste nice. There you go. There you go, darling, look at that. Now, we get this out. Hopefully it's just going to slide straight onto the plate. Remembering this is only a serving for one, you can imagine making a big pile of this for a full football crowd, yeah? So you've got that there. Let me just get a knife and fork. I'm going to split them up a little bit. Make room in the middle. Throw some of this in. And that's your dip, basically. So there's your dip in the middle. What do you think? Would you eat that whilst you're watching football? I would. Get in. Now for the moment of truth. I think you get the idea. Anyone around the table just grabs a nacho, an Irish nacho, which has got onion, bacon and chilies and cheese on top and all these herbs, dips it in there, and let's see, shall we? Wow! Wow! Man, I don't normally eat my food, but I'm eating this. This is really nice. I can guarantee that doesn't look like the best version of it ever made. But I'll tell you something. Try it yourself. Get your quantities right. Use the right cheese. The right potatoes. Just play around with it, and that is the best thing, the best snack you could ever have. Wow! Get in. Beautiful. I'm sure you'll agree, deep fried Dan's done it again. Another wonderful recipe. I'd love you all to try it yourselves. Send me your pictures in, and I'll put them in one of my future videos for everyone to see your efforts. I'm sure you can make them presented better than mine, but they won't taste as good. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next week for another deep fried Dan. You won't beat that taste, I'm telling you. Well, you asked for more videos, so don't miss the all-new lineup for 2015. Deep Fried Dan returns every Monday, cooking concoctions in the kitchen. Ow, disgusting! People are eating this all across the world. Ooh! Right, I've mixed it all together. If it's meant to be a dough, it's not. Wednesdays are all about travel, following my adventures in wild camping Scotland. Boo. Okay, so you want me to try and get a fire going, do you? Got Mummy Hill, Daddy Hill, Baby Hill, Benny Hill, Jimmy Hill, Damon Hill. It's just hills everywhere. Fridays see the return of metal detecting as I continue my search for history and treasure. Bang, 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 bang. I think I found some gold. It's a gold ring. It's a gold ring. It's a gold ring. And with more wild camping on Sunday and possibly even more thrown in through the nights, you can be sure I'm here to annoy you all week and every week. Click subscribe and join me next time, only on YouTube.